Well, this kind of bridges into what you were talking about with like creating what works versus creating what you want.
Yeah. So I just happened to be on YouTube this morning. I have followed Tim Ferriss for a long time. For anyone that doesn't know, how would you describe Tim Ferriss?
He's most famous for the 4-Hour Work Week. But yeah, he does a lot of stuff. He's venture capital.
He's amazing. I used to listen to his podcast a lot, and I haven't for a while, but he popped up on my YouTube this morning. So he has like something like 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube. But I was looking at his last 20 videos, and some of them are a couple weeks old, and he only has like 59,000 views. And I messaged you and was like, oh my God, Tim Ferriss has all these followers and he's only getting these little tiny views. What the heck? You looked at his content and he is posting different shit than he used to. It was really sporadic all over the place. It made sense to me. When you said it, he's posting what he wants to post, not what like the audience and the market is telling him they want.
Which ultimately, that's what we all want to do as content creators. We want to get to a place where it's like you can just create stuff because that's what's appealing to you, and you just can kind of have the creative freedom to do whatever you want. But the reality is, like we kind of talked about it a little bit on the last podcast, like I think one of the worst narratives being peddled nowadays is just like, do what you're passionate about and the money will magically arrive, because that's not the case. I mean, it is true for people that are passionate in a niche that's also highly profitable, but it's not true for most people. So there's a very big difference. And even like back when I started some businesses inside of niches that I enjoyed, it becomes a grind and just as miserable as anything else, because say, for example, you love to paint. Okay, great. So you start creating YouTube videos about painting or blah, blah, whatever. But the specific way that you like to paint doesn't get views. So you have to paint in this other way because that's the type of painting that gets views on YouTube. So then even though you're painting and it's something that you enjoy, it's still just a grind. It's still a job because the type of painting that actually gets views is something that you don't necessarily enjoy doing at all. So for me, I've always approached business or social media with the mindset of having a social media strategy or a content strategy that's like, the cash cow. And then when you're earning money from your cash cow, you use that money to fund your passion projects or the things that you actually enjoy doing. Because, if you're funding your passion project, like if you have a certain type of content or a certain business, social media, whatever, that drives in all the money and you just treat that like a job, you don't necessarily enjoy it, but you just do it because that's what it is. Then it doesn't matter if like your passion projects or your passion channels make money or not, because you just do that because you enjoy it rather than, trying to do it in a way that makes money and then you're mad because it doesn't make money. And then, just that whole loop that you get stuck in.
I don't know. I guess the thought is like, there's someone for everyone type. Like there's an audience for everything. And there is, but is the audience going to be big enough to pay your bills?
Yeah.